How to thread and adjust the 4mm Lavor punch needle. The 4mm Lavor punch needle is adjustable and comes with a wire threader. If we take it out of the packet, you'll see that the threader should already be inside the needle. We're going to unfold that and take it out just for now. The Lavor punch needle has a handle, it's made from recycled plastic, and then it has a stainless steel needle that runs up through the handle. Now you'll see here that we have 7 different slots on the needle. These are all the different loop heights that you can make with this punch needle. The way that you adjust this is, if I can get it back into position. If you look closely on here, it's a little bit tricky to see, but there is an indentation of a small triangle. That small triangle needs to be lined up with the slots on the metal needle in order for the needle to be locked in place. Now, when you're in the highest one, you might find it difficult to turn it from this angle and move it back down. So I'm going to turn this around. Okay, there we go. So I'm moving the handle, just turning it about 90 degrees and then slotting it back into place. The 4mm Lavor punch needle uses yarn that is a medium weight. I'm going to use this roving retreat yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners. It is a roving yarn, so it's not plied, so it's just one strand of yarn. And at first look, it looks a little bit too wide for this punch needle, but because it's quite springy, it actually condenses down when it goes through the needle and works very well with it. I'm going to use this on 7654 on the 3rd slot from the top of the needle. To thread this punch needle, we're going to use our threader. The threader is essentially a piece of jewellery beading wire. So if you lose this or would like to make another one, you can do so by buying a roll of jewellery beading wire that is 28 gauge. When you have your piece of wire, you're going to make sure it's folded in 2, and you're just going to give the folded end a small squeeze because that folded end needs to be able to fit through the eye in the punch needle. To thread the punch needle, we're going to come from the back of the needle tip. You're going to go into the eye of the needle. Then when that thread has come through, you're going to go round that corner, down and out the bottom. Now it can be tempting to try and force the wire through the needle. If you do so, what can happen is that it ends up getting scrunched up and then you won't be able to get it through. If you find that it's not going through on first attempt, take it out and just try and smooth any kinks out in the wire. And then we'll try again. So we're going to go in the back, through the eye, round the corner and down the channel. And then it should come out the bottom of the needle. At the bottom, you just want to open up the threader to form a loop. Then you're going to take the tail end of the yarn and push it through the loop. Give that a squeeze to close it up. Then you're going to come back up to the needle tip and you're going to draw that yarn up through and out the top of the needle. It can be a little bit tricky to pull it through the top because the yarn is essentially folded over. Try not to pull the threader this way. Pull it down so that it's coming through and out the eye of the needle. Once it's through, take the threader off and your punch needle is threaded. You want to make sure that the yarn is moving smoothly through the needle. There aren't any knots. And there we go. If you pull the yarn back, you just need a small tail extending to start punching. And that is your Lavor 4mm threaded.